Hari. Arjuna begins this chapter by telling Bhagwan Shri Krishna that all his delusion has disappeared after listening to him, but he has a request in his heart, because he heard in the previous chapter as well as few chapters before that that God is not only pervading this entire world, that supreme reality not only pervades the world, but the entire world exists in that supreme. God is in all and everything is in God. So that vision was given to him in the last chapter, that how Bhagwan is in everything. His glories are there everywhere in this entire cosmos. But Arjuna wanted to see how the entire cosmos exists in God, in that supreme reality. He wanted to see. But his request, he also understood, is something quite extraordinary and may not be possible. But he said, let me try. No harm trying. So he says, Manyase yadita chakyam, if you feel that it is possible for me to see that grand vision of that Vishwaroop, then I would like to see. So Bhagwan had great affinity and affection for Arjuna. In the 4th chapter also he said that you are my bhakta and my sakha. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti. And even in the previous chapter he has mentioned Arjuna as one of his vibhuti. Among Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya, I am you are my vibhuti. So Bhagwan told Arjuna, okay, see, you want to see, you see this form. And this is that Virat Roop, that everything in God. And Bhagwan showed him his vast form in this body itself. Means it is in a different way Arjuna could see. Later on Bhagwan gives him a special vision. So in this body itself, Bhagwan says you can see everything. You see all my various forms of different varieties, of different colors and shape. And you see all the Vasus, the Aditya, the Ashwini, the Maruta, all the Devatas you can see in me. In this one particular place itself, you can see the entire cosmos. Mama dehe gudakesha yacha anyat drashtum ichchasi. You not only see what I would like you to see, but whatever you want to see, you can see. Even if you want to see something else, you can see in me. So then suddenly Bhagwan realized that he is not able to see with this prakrit, with our eyes. So he gives him this special vision. So we'll chant verse number 8. न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. Bhagwan says, but you won't be able to see me with this your eyes. Swachakshusha na tu mam shakyase drashtum. With these eyes you won't be able to see. Therefore I will give you a special vision. Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. I will give you a divine eyes. I am giving you divine eyes. Exactly what eyes Bhagwan gave. We don't know, but with these eyes, when Arjuna saw, he could see that Vishwaroop, that magnificent form of Bhagwan. He says, Pashyame Yogameshwaram. With this eye, you can see my spatial glory. You can see my Aishwarya. You can see my yoga. Now see, whatever we see depends on the way we look at it, with what eyes we see. Sometimes the object remaining same, with different eyes or different way of seeing, the object appears different. Even a simple flower, when you look at it from different angles, it looks different. Therefore, many times these photographers and all, they try to show us the same object in different vision. Like our own place, wherever you are living, you might say that, oh, I know this place very much, I know each and every corner. But you are seeing it from your angle, from wherever your eyes are. But if you ask a dog or a cat who is staying there in that place, or an ant who is living there, describe the place, the ant and the dog will describe in a totally different way, because they see in a different way. In fact, some of the insects, and they have strange eyes. Even the house fly, it has got some complex eyes. It can see you from behind also. You might feel that I will go and catch the fly, but it is watching you. So they have their own eyes, and with those eyes, they see a different world altogether. All of us, though we are living in the same world, we see a different world depending on the way we are seeing, the eyes. In fact, if you go and see the history of this earth in the recent times, when the living beings also came, in the initial stages, the beings didn't have eyes, and even now we have so many other beings who don't have eyes. Even the plants and some of the beings, they don't have eyes. So their experience of the world will be totally different. If you happen to speak to that plant in your own garden, it will be telling you a different story of a different world altogether. The plant is experiencing only maybe the sense of touch, or little bit of light and energy it can feel. It can move towards wherever there is the water, and wherever there is light, it moves there. But it may not be able to tell you anything about colors. But again, it's a great mystery that though the plants don't have eyes, but they give out such wonderful, colorful flowers. Fascinating colors they have, these flowers. So we as human beings are blessed with these eyes with which we can see the world. But our range with which we can see with this eye is very limited. We can only see a particular range of colors or band of frequency or whatever it is called. So only that much we can. Ultraviolet, infrared, we cannot see. So Bhagavan says, with these eyes you won't be able to see what I want to show you. Then with the eyes of knowledge also you won't be able to see. See, with the eyes of knowledge also we get the vision of oneness, that I am that Brahma. This vision we come to know with knowledge, which the scriptures reveal, which we have to go through the process of sadhana, spiritual practice, to gain this vision of oneness, aham brahmasmi. So once that knowledge or that realization happens, the person looks at this whole world as expression of that divinity alone. But Bhagavan is not talking about that vision also, because later on he mentions that it is not possible to see me in this form, even by doing some sadhana. So here Bhagwan is revealing his Ishwariya Roop. See, a wave is like a jiva and the ocean is like Ishvara. The wave can recognize itself as water, but the wave cannot become ocean. The wave cannot understand the glory of the ocean as wave. Being a wave, the wave cannot understand the glory and the greatness of the ocean. Similarly, a jiva can recognize himself or herself as that Brahma. But jiva cannot become Ishvara. See, this is a little technical point. Jiva cannot become Ishvara. But jiva can recognize himself or herself as Brahma. So jiva is like one wave, Ishvara is like ocean. Essentially, the wave and the ocean are water. The essential nature of jiva and the essential nature of Ishvara is that Brahma alone. But outwardly, physically, with respect to the body, with respect to intelligence, jiva and Ishvara are different. Jiva is considered as Alpa Shaktiman, having limited power. Alpadnyaha, having limited understanding. And Ishvara is Sarva Shaktiman, Sarvajna, and creator of this entire world, and the controller of this world, giver of the result of action, karma phaladata. So, as Bhagwan here, as Ishvara, his totality, the total expression of that supreme reality at this vast cosmos, to be able to comprehend at a glance is not possible for any jiva. But with the blessings of Ishvara, a rare jiva can get an opportunity to glance, to have this vision. So that is what is described in our scriptures. Few of these great divine souls, great people, they had this opportunity to see this Virat Roop of Bhagwan. So here we find Arjuna getting this opportunity. This is the most beautiful and interesting portion where Arjuna sees this vision. Now our artist and all try to depict it with some various pictures you must have seen. That Arjuna is doing namaskar and suddenly a lot of heads and people start wondering what is happening. Just now everything was going on fine. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and achanak ye kya ho gaya? But it is a artist's depiction actually. It's an imagination. But exactly how Arjuna saw, we cannot see, but we can hear the description in the words of Arjuna himself. We can hear the description in the words of Bhagwan himself and also in the words of Sanjaya. And we can use our imagination. But what exactly he saw, we won't be able to see. And later on Bhagwan gives us the technique also. He says, let me tell you now itself. He says, through my bhakti, only if I am pleased with you, if I give you the vision, you will be able to see. Otherwise, no. So, natu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha. You won't be able to see me in this form with your this vision, with your this eyes, fleshy eyes. Therefore, I will give you divine vision. This is a vision by which Arjuna could comprehend the vastness and the glory of the Lord in his totality. And that too was possible Even then Arjuna could not grasp completely, but according to his own limitation, he could see whatever he could see. So the description here given by Arjuna also is the limitation of his words. It is much more than what he had described. It is much more vaster and grander than what he could describe. See, to describe you need words, and most of our words they belong to this world, and they are connected and related to the objects and experiences which we have in this world. But here it is something which is beyond the experiences. So to use whatever words we use, they also fall short. They also fail to describe that in its totality. It's like sometimes let us say a person from a deep some forest or a desert, he comes to a city and he sees the glory of the city with all skyscrapers and the cars and trains and all those what is it called, that metro and all. And that fellow, for the first time he has ever come to a city, he has been living in the forest. He knows only the birds and animals and trees and all, and suddenly he lands up here and he sees with his eyes. And then he goes back, and those poor villagers are sitting there around the fire. They want to listen to what he saw. Now he has not improved his vocabulary. His vocabulary is same regarding the birds, animals and the pugmark and all. So vocabulary remaining same, if he has to describe even one skyscraper or even the bus or a train, it will be very difficult for him. For him also to describe, and others who are listening, they will listen with I don't know what. पहले तो अच्छा था, इसको पता नहीं क्या हो गया है, भूत लग गया लगता. They will catch hold of him and feed him some nice juice of some herbs and all, and then he will not speak about it again. So words will fail. Similarly, here we have a grand description of this Virat Roop. So Bhagavan says, take this div